product was ordered Friday, December the 28th. This is how the Tudor Stadium got here. It took 5 days to ship. The product was delivered Tuesday, January the 8th. This is the route of the package. The box is here. Let's see what comes in the box. I will use these terms to describe certain items located on the edge of the panel. So we have flaps and tabs and flaps with slots and flaps without slots. The 4 sets of panels. Let's see what's on the panels. The front panel have locking tabs. It has 4 locking flaps. The side panel have flaps without slots and flaps with slots. Flaps with slots. Flaps without slots. The front panel have locking tabs. 4 locking flaps. These terms will be used throughout the video. Here are your folding instructions. Fully bend creases backward and forward. When all the folds are loosened on the panel go together very easily. Once you have assembled the first block, the other blocks will be very easy to put together. The corner block, which will be the first block we put together, this block has 2 forward folds and 1 upward fold. This is the only block you put together, but not starting from the top. All the other blocks will be put together starting from the top. Pay attention to how the tabs and flaps overlap each other and lock in. Let's get started. The corner block contains 3 folds, 2 forward folds and 1 upward fold. Very easy to assemble. Insert the tab into the side as such. This is the only panel that have the locking tabs on the side. The tabs have been inserted and locked. Now we are ready to fold in the locking flaps. We have the final 2 tabs to push in. Tabs slide into slots and multi-lock. The corner block is now finished. Complete this step for the other 3 corner blocks. The next 3 panels will have the front locking tabs and the flap with the slot. The next block we do will be section blocks. This block has 3 forward folds and 1 upward fold. Bending back and forth will loosen the creases and folds on the panels. This makes the block easy to assemble. Now we are ready to start working from the top. The locking flap will be bent and creased. This one is in. And now both locking flaps are in. There are no side tabs or side slots on this panel. All we have to do now to finish this block is to insert the front locking tabs. The tabs have been inserted and now locked in. By flattening out the inserted tab, this will lock the tab in place. This is another one of the blocks that is not difficult to do. The section block is now finished. The next block we do will be the sideline block. To start this block, we will start from where these 2 small creases are. It's very important you do not overfold these 2 creases. The sideline block was the only block I had trouble putting together. I finally figured out that the upward fold was still a little flat. and it kept this flap from locking in. I ended up overbending. The crease started to come apart at the end when I did that. That was the first block. The other 3 blocks, I made sure I made a good crease to that upper fold first. Let's get started. It's the only block that have 4 forward folds and 2 upward folds. It's very important you do not overfold creases 4 and 5. Now we are ready to loosen the creases and folds. The sideline block will be a little difficult to put together. Now we will start working from the top. We are ready to fold in the locking flaps. The locking flap will not lock in if the upward fold is not bent upward enough. This is how the crease should look. Insert the locking flap into the side as such. If the creases and folds are made correctly, the flap will look like this. Sometimes you will have to work the tab into the slot. Widening the slot a little will help the process. Do not widen too much. Caution, it doesn't take much. The sideline block is now complete. Our final block to do will be the scoreboard block. To start, loosen all your folds and creases and you will have no problem putting this block together. Where do we start? For this block, you will start from the top. This block contains 4 folds, 3 forward folds and 1 upward fold. Let's begin. Again, we will start from the top. Fully bend the creases and folds. Let's see what's on the scoreboard panel. Locking flaps. Side flaps without slots. This is the front locking tab. Front flaps with slots. It took no time putting this block together. After doing that first block, the other blocks was very easy to put together. Now we are ready to fold in the locking flaps. Work the locking flaps into place. Fold in the locking flaps. Both locking flaps are in. We have a few more adjustments to make. Look how smoothly this flaps go in. A good crease and fold have been put on this panel. That's one reason this panel went together so well. We are almost there. All we have to do now to finish this block is to insert the front locking tabs. Now you want to work the locking tabs into place. Work the tab into the slot. Remember, tabs slide into slots. The scoreboard block is now complete. This is what the finished product will look like. Here is my final note. Overall, the blocks went together fairly easy. The panels go together as instructed. When you loosen up all the bends and folds on each panel, it will go together very easily. It looks challenging, it looks difficult, but it's not. Thank you for watching.